we're adding 55,000 square feet of more concourse space. Before, where we had 85% of our concession stands and 100% of our restrooms in just the east and west wing, we're now breaking it into quadrants and we have them equally distributed.
All right, ALSD, we are here with Scott DeBolt, Senior Associate Athletics Director at the UD Arena. Scott's going to talk to us more about the renovation today, and certainly we're going to drill down on some of the meatier areas, but let's start with a line that I heard Jay Billis say in the video that you guys are promoting now, and he called UD Arena a true gem in college basketball. I think that we all feel that way, and I think that one of the elements that you had to preserve is the energy, the passion, and what the entire country, and obviously Dayton as a city, has seen. How do you preserve that but make sure that you're moving into the next phase of this arena?
Yeah, the energy of the arena, I mean, it creates itself. And, you know, as we started this process and did the focus groups with our season ticket holders, the biggest thing that we heard from them is don't mess with the soul of the bowl. So we said, all right, what can we do? And that's where we came up with, all right, we need to create better fan amenities and better code options for them, but at the same point, keeping the integrity and the energy inside the bowl.
Well, I think that the NCAA has certainly caught wind of that, and it's why you guys are awarded year after year the NCAA games, and hopefully in perpetuity you guys are awarded those games. What have they told you? What cues have you taken? What has been most needed? Again, with keeping that tradition, that passion, that energy, you're getting all these NCAA games. Why, and what is it, and what improvements are you making to continue that?
Well, we like to call ourselves the epicenter of college basketball, and I think our attendance numbers over the years, not only for our men's basketball games, but also for the NCAA First Four has kind of proven that. But as we started this process and we talked to not only the NCAA, but some of our other long-term partners like WGI, Sport of the Arts, and some of the others, we said, okay, what features as we go through this process will help us keep this in Dayton or help us moving forward? So the NCAA, they provided us 9 items, everything from upgrading the locker rooms downstairs to more premium seating, to some more flexible areas and stuff like that, and we've incorporated all those into this project, so we're pretty excited about that.
So you obviously have a hand in a ton of the ops and the upgrades here. While we are premium, I want you to tell us more about the concourses, the restrooms, the ADA, the locker rooms, areas that the common fan may not necessarily see, but certainly needs to function well. Wider concourses, more experiential technologies, the restrooms being either bigger or more functional, the queues at F&B being better. Walk us through some of the best elements that you see coming online.
Yeah, the biggest one is obviously the circulation. I mean, anyone that's walked around during a game, we have a couple of little choke points around where it's kind of a log jam, and fortunately our fans kind of know the path and know their way to navigate around those. But during this project, we're adding 55,000 square feet of more concourse space. So where we had 85% of our concession stands and 100% of our restrooms in just the east and west wing, we're now breaking it into quadrants and we have them equally distributed along with our 360-degree concourse.
Talk to me about restrooms, because I feel like you can always judge a facility by its restrooms. Is there anything that's been done that's cutting edge if restrooms can be, or anything special about it? Yeah,
I mean, the biggest things we brought them up to code. We were lacking in women's restrooms, so we brought those up to code. So there'll be less lines there. As far as the men's side, again, we were at code. We increased the number slightly and all that. And again, just distribute them equally around the arena, which will help.
2 areas that I want to talk about in terms of the fan experience. The first one is technology. And looking at some of the collaterals in the video, it looks like center hung will be new, a lot of boards, a lot of TVs. Talk to me about the technology that is fan facing, and then also if you want some of the back end stuff that you're upgrading.
We started with the infrastructure, so we rewired the whole building. It's television ready. We got new drops and everything around the building for that. So we did that in the first phase, along with our center hung scoreboard and our LED ribbon boards on the end. So those really set the tone for the first phase. During these next couple of phases, we're updating the rest of our infrastructure, and we're hoping in the final phase that we will install new Wi-Fi throughout the whole bowl and the concourse. So to give those fans that experience that they want.
Well, Wi-Fi is a necessity at this point, and so is food and beverage. That's the other area I want you to touch on, and certainly you did with some of the upgrades to the concessions. Tell us, one, who does your F&B in itself, the food and beverage, what's being upgraded, and then in terms of the concessions and or what's being served on the premium level, what are some of those changes and improvements being made?
We're working closely with our dining services, which handles all of our premium seating. All of our concessions we handle in-house and do that. We have the same number of stands that we have, but we'll have more flexibility in those stands, being able to offer a wider range of food, some healthier foods that people are requesting. In addition, we'll also be able to have more portables around the concourse with the expanded space.
Three-phase, obviously the project will be done next November. What's the budget?
Right now it's sitting around $75 million.
Tell me what your favorite area will be.
Probably the expanded concourse. You know, there was plenty of times during halftime or towards the beginning or end of a game when the concourses were really tight. I have the advantage of going outside and around to get around to the other side of the arena. So now I don't think I have to do that. I think I can just navigate through the natural concourse. Navigation
is another point, and if you can touch on it at this point, in the renovation, ingress, egress, entrances, exits, getting people onto the highway. Can you touch on any of those elements and if those are going to be improved in any way?
Yeah, from coming to the venue and leaving the venue, it's pretty much the same. We're fortunate that we're right next to I-75, so it's a quick on and off for people. As far as coming in and out of the building, we are still maintaining entrances on all four sides. One of the nice features is we're adding vestibules in each of those locations, so in the wintertime that cold air is not just blowing straight into the arena, which will definitely help. And again, just the signage and circulation will help that.
Where do you hope to see this arena 10, 20, 30 years from now?
Well, again, we're hoping that we're still hosting the first four in the epicenter of college basketball. But you know, one of the elements that we are adding is climate control to the building, which has never had in its 50-year history. So with that, we're hoping to do a lot more events in the summertime. And again, whether they're collegiate events, whether they're community events, just expanding our number of events every year and just helping out the area.
So the circus clowns won't sweat as much?
Yes, their makeup won't run.
Got it. That's good. Yeah, we always care about that. Last question. Favorite event that's been here at the arena?
I have to say the NCAA Tournament obviously is the fun one, because it's just an adrenaline rush from 6 o'clock on Sunday night when we find out what teams are coming to, you know, literally potentially 4 hours later, like we had last year, a team on site. They were bussed up, ready to go. They knew they were coming here and all that. So just that adrenaline rush for those four or 5 days is a lot of fun, but it's 360 days of planning.
Sure. Yeah, well, that's exciting, and so was this interview, and so will be the renovation. So, Scott, thank you very much for joining us.